Good morning everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Ronald Efoben. I am Jamaica Itugday and together I am with Miss Marjorie and Peña Florida, and today we are going to discuss the different diseases of the nervous system. But before that, let me read to you the learning content. First, what is nervous system? Second, what is disease? Third, parts of the nervous system in chicken. Fourth, different diseases that can affect the nervous system. Next are the learning objective. At the end of this lesson, the student should know the definition of nervous system, should be able to differentiate the parts of the nervous system of chicken, and be familiarized with the different diseases that can affect the nervous system. There's a question here. So what is nervous system? Nervous system is comprised of two main parts, the central nervous system, CNS, and the autonomic nervous system, ANS. Voluntary actions of the chicken are controlled by the CNS, while involuntary actions such as organs, digestion, breathing, blood vessels, and glands are controlled by the ANS. Nervous system. The primary function of the nervous system are to integrate the functions of the body. The sensory organs detected the various stimuli in the bird. Sinasabi dito na mayroong dalawang bahagi ng nervous system ng chicken. Ang una is yung CNS o tinatawag na Central Nervous System. Yung mga voluntary action ng manok is kinokontrol siya ng CNS. While yung isa pang part ng nervous system ng chicken is yung ANS. Tinatawag siya na Autonomic Nervous System. It is intended naman sa involuntary movement ng manok like yung panunaw ng pagkain nila and mga daluyan ng dugo nila. So the next question in the slide is, what is disease? Disease, it is any condition that results in deviation from normal function. Poultry disease occur in poultry, which are domesticated birds kept for their meat or eggs. In the next slide are the different parts of the nervous system of the chicken. So the nostril, the larynx, trachea, esophagus, crop, heart, proventriculus, gallbladder, spleen, liver, gizzard, pancreas, duodenal loop, small intestine, large intestine, cloaca, oviduct, kidney, ovary, caeca, lungs, brain, and the eye. The next slide, these are the different diseases that can affect the nervous system. So first is the fall typhoid, avian diphtheria, pox, and canker. All birds, especially young adults and mature birds, are susceptible to this acute to chronic disease. The causative agent is Salmonella gallinarum, a rod-shaped bacterium which produces no spore or capsule. So the next is the treatment and control. Depopulate infected flocks. Live vaccine available in some countries. Antibiotics in the water. The mode of transmission of this disease, it's spread by biological vectors and through the egg. The incubation period is 4 to 5 days. As you can see in the picture, is the example of the fall typhoid disease.
Chicken anemia virus or CAV is a circovirus of 19 to 24 nm in diameter. It causes acute to chronic disease in young chickens. The virus is spread horizontally and vertically. CAV has a worldwide distribution. Infection of young chicken causes anemia, decreased weight gain, transient immunosuppression, and increased mortality. Infection of chickens older than 3 or 4 weeks of age usually does not cause clinical signs, but can cause immunosuppression resulting in secondary infections or can result in economic losses even in the absence of evidence of any disease. When we say immunosuppression, it means having a weakened immune system or have no ability to fight infections and other diseases. Horizontal transmission of chicken anemia virus infection is by the fecal oral route, perhaps by the respiratory route, and through infected feeder follicle epithelium. Contaminated litter is a common source of introduction. Vertical transmission occurs when a seronegative hens become infected and continues until adequate levels of neutralizing antibodies develop in the hens. Chicks derived from immune or exposed parent stock are immune. Exposure of pellets to infected litter before egg production will produce protective maternal immunity in the progeny, but risks spreading other diseases to the birds. A live vaccine for breeders is available. It controls anemia in birds, but immunosuppression may still be evident in the progeny of vaccinated birds. No specific treatment is available. Control is best achieved by vaccination. There is no specific treatment for chicken anemia virus infection. Secondary bacterial infection may be treated with antibiotics. One strategy to control CAB infection is vaccination of breeder flocks with commercially available live vaccine before the start of egg production. Vaccine administration is by injection or by addition to the drinking water. Infectious bursal disease or IBD, also known as Gumboro disease, is a virus. It is highly stable and resistant to many physical and chemical agents. It is highly contagious and is spread by contaminated feces, water, and feed. It can also be carried by vectors such as darkling beetles and rats. Usually, the first thing seen in a group of birds is a sudden increase of immortality or death loss. Clinical signs of affected birds can include depression and rattling of feathers, poor or lack of appetite, huddling, unsteady gait, reluctance to rise, and diarrhea which is sometimes bloody. Immunosuppressed survivor may be affected with other disease agents, resulting in virus secondary infection that can end in death or manifest as respiratory or gastrointestinal disease. Vaccination in ubo with recombinant vaccine or by spray or in the drinking water in the field. Pallets need a combination of live and killed vaccine to transfer maternal immunity to the progeny, which can prevent subclinical infection in the progeny. Many antigenic subtypes exist. The primary focus for prevention and control should be on biosecurity of poultry premises. Rigorous cleaning and disinfection between flocks are essential for minimizing potential disease spread. A recent study indicated a ferro-oxygen product, bleach, and surface decontamination foam were effective at reducing viral loads, but that a prolonged contact time might be necessary for this virus. If buying hatching chicks or eggs, request the supplier provide information on the disease control and testing program in the breeding flocks. Marek disease virus is a cell-associated herpes virus containing double-stranded DNA, of which there are three serotypes. Marek disease MD or fall paralysis is very common disease in chicken caused by herpes virus. Marek disease affects both commercial and backyard poultry, may result in death or severe production loss. The disease causes changes in many of the nerves and may cause tumors in major internal organs. Young birds are most susceptible to infection. Most death from Marek disease occurs between 8 and 20 weeks of age, although in some cases the disease may be seen in birds as young as 3 to 4 weeks of age or as old as 1 year of age. Typically, Marek disease occurs in the nervous form, appearing as progressive paralysis of one or more of the limbs or less often the neck or wings. The sciatic nerve, the main nerve to the leg, is commonly affected. The birds are unable to stand, become paralyzed, appearing uncoordinated and slowly waste away from lack of food and water. In most cases, the paralysis come on quickly. In some cases, the eye may be affected, resulting in blindness. There is no treatment for Marek disease. Diseased birds should be promptly removed from the flock and humanly destroyed. Other birds in the flock are likely to be infected at this stage also, so close monitoring of the birds is important. But to prevent this disease, although vaccines are commonly used in commercial poultry industry, small numbers of doses cannot purchase for use in backyard flocks. For backyard flocks, the best protection against Marek disease is obtained by buying from a commercial sources birds that have been correctly vaccinated. Vaccination alone will not prevent Marek disease. Particularly for commercial flock, it is important to maintain good biosecurity measures to ensure that vaccinated chicks will develop immunity before they are exposed to the severe challenge of virus.